my channel. Yes, I look a little splotchy right now. Don't comment about that. I realize that. I'm acknowledging it right now, but I actually just got a spray tan this morning, and this is like the bronze tan, so it dries like a little weird. I was so inspired to film this video because when I was home in Kentucky, I was talking to my mom about why the modern dating world sucks, and that just kind of inspired me. I was like laying in bed one night and I was just like, okay, that's definitely something I should talk about in a video. I don't know necessarily if this is an advice video, more so as just kind of like why I think the world kind of sucks. But if you guys enjoy watching this video, you guys should definitely give it a big thumbs up, and also stick around by subscribing to my channel. Sorry I had to say it. Check me out on my other social medias. Okay, anyway. And so I just kind of like wrote down why I think dating sucks. A few weeks ago, I went out with my friends and I ran into one of my friends at the bar, and we have like a mutual friend or whatever, and I was just basically telling him like, oh yeah, I went on a date with him, and then I all of a sudden instantly started getting that regret of like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that I went on a date with him. Why am I getting so freaked out by calling something a date? In my parents' world, you know, a date is really not that big of a deal, but I feel like when you drop the D word to people in this kind of century, people automatically freeze and they're like, when in reality it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, two people went out to dinner, they got food, and you know, it may lead to something, but it may not, and that's part of like getting to figure out who you, like the kind of guy you want to be with. In the modern world, basically, if the guy calls it a date, then I guess it's okay to call it a date, and that's the thing that sucks, because if you want to freaking call it a date, call it a date, and you know what, who cares? If that guy's like, okay, it wasn't a date, then screw him. Don't actually screw him. That's probably not somebody you should be with, because it's literally just a freaking date. Now this is something that has happened to me many of times, and that is the freeze. And that is when everything just starts going a little haywire. You know, you may be actually dating this person, you may be talking to this person, whatever you want to call it, and all of a sudden the guy or the girl freezes and they don't text back as much. They kind of like don't start conversation unless you start it first. And you start thinking, what the hell is going on here? Well, my guess is they're probably actually break up with you. Instead of actually sitting down and having that talk with you, being like, you know, this isn't working out, they'd rather just freeze you out because they are weak. Like, if you don't want to be with someone, at least have the nerve to tell them, because that person probably deserves to know that. That is just mind-blowing. This is something I've touched on before. If you guys watched my What Your Mother Never Told You About Breakups and Heartbreaks, I said this exact fact. The person who cares less in the relationship is the one who wins. What the hell? Hopefully once you're in a healthy relationship, this isn't exactly something that happens in that time slot of like talking and like dating before entering a relationship. It's always the person who cares less has the upper hand, and that's so wrong. Like, we should just like establish our feelings and be able to share them with people, but we live just in a society where it's just like keeping us from doing that. And in order for a relationship to advance forward, you have to be vocal, you have to express how you're feeling and everything like that. And if that's not happening, then we'll never get to that part where it's a relationship. What is going on, guys? Like, basically the world is ending. It's essentially what I'm getting at. So the next thing is basically that we have unrealistically high expectations for relationships because of social media. It's honestly just not fair when it all boils down to it. We find ourselves comparing, being like, well, you know, they do this in their relationship, why don't we do that? And every relationship's different, and I feel like so many factors that go into, you know, what you see on social media. It's money and like time, and distance is a thing. In a relationship, two people should be appreciating the other and not really caring about what is posted on social media and everything like that. Having those boundaries, I think, is really important, and I think they kind of dissolve nowadays with social media. So I don't know, I just kind of ranted there. I'm sorry about that one. And this is one that kind of ties back to the person who cares less, and I said it's calculated to appear thoughtless, but when in reality it's actually calculated. We put so much thought into being that person that didn't, you know, think about it, or like maybe I should wait more time before replying to this person. That in reality, everything that we do is calculated, and it's kind of holding people back from, you know, being in love or experiencing a full relationship or something like that, because everything is calculated, way overdone. It freaks me out, I guess, in a way, like this whole modern dating world, because that was like the kind of the rant that I gave my mom. I mean, it's just food for thought. I'm just sharing my thoughts as to why modern dating is the absolute worst. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on the whole modern dating world. And, you know, do you like it? Do you dislike it? Everything like that. I kind of want it to be a discussion in the comments below. So that is my 2 cents on the subject. I know this is kind of like a weird video, typically something that I wouldn't do, but I kind of think it's fun and kind of a new perspective on things. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, stick around by subscribing, and also check me out on my other social medias. I have been using Snapchat, SHIT, ton amount. So if you want to, you know, you can click or snap the code and it'll add me. Yeah, the Sarahbelle 93. And I wish you all the best luck in this modern dating world. So until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!